And we're back for part 2 of the Monster High makeup tutorial. Thank you again, Leah. So she changed into her Skelita costume. And this also came from Party City. So Skelita from Monster High is actually the Sugar Skull. So you can have a lot of fun with this. You can go above and beyond what she normally looks like and have fun. But it really just involves just a sugar skull. So I'm going to apply the base, which is white, with the same effect using my kabuki brush. And then we'll move on to the blues. Are you ready? All right. So I start off with my kabuki brush and my white, just spritzing it on there, loading it up really well. I find that this is a great way to apply the base. Even though it tickles them, you still get a fast, easy, even base without having to do a lot of work. So all I'm going to do is just gently dust it first along the perimeter. And I have another wig for her, which is good because then I don't have to go all the way into her hairline, because Leah does not like when I cover her hair, right? Mom's not happy. Kabuki brush does a super nice job of getting an even base. It's also excellent for body painting, especially when you're trying to do a nice even coat. So remember, we're going to put a wig on her, so don't worry about taking it all the way into. Start off with a little bit of this magic blue from Fab. Pick it up on my Athena brush. And I'm just going to trace her eyes. So I'm going to come out, I'm going to go along the crease, and I'm just going to fill it in with this blue. Of the eye, trace along the crease, then fill it in. So I'm going to load up my sponge with a little bit more blue, but I want it almost to be dry more than anything else. You don't want it to be too wet because it's just going to be a highlight blue underneath it, but you don't want it to blend too much in with the white. So I'm just kind of tapping it on right underneath her eye, right inside of there, to give it that shadow. So then again, I'll do it on this side, just kind of tapping it on there right underneath her eye. Just giving it that shadow right under there. Pick up my Athena brush. I'll put in I'll load it up with a little bit of black for her new set of eyebrows. And following the shape of her eyebrows, start at the beginning. I'm just going to pick it up and come right over. This one has less of an arch. It's just a little bit more of a round eyebrow. I just start on her normal eyebrow, come out. And you'll want to make sure that you fill in those gaps where it meets her real hair. So this is going to help you in terms of knowing where to put your eyeshadow and how high it's going to go up. Again, taking my same sponge, very, very dry, minimal amounts of paint on here, and I'm just going to kind of dust it on top of the original layer that I did, and that's going to help again lift up the eye. So same thing in here, just use that. And then with the same effect that we did, I'm picking up a darker blue to go right over her crease line. So I come out of the corner of her eye, follow that crease with the blue. So again, come right out of her eye right here, follow that crease with the blue, and then I pick up my Athena brush to blend it all in. Just kind of blend out that line right inside of there. And that's really going to accentuate the eyes. Now we're just going to again have fun with it. So now we're going to create that same eyelash effect that we used for Claudine. So again, I'm mixing a little bit of black with a little bit of metallic black, and we're going to make that stroke right along the eye. So close your eyes for me. So again, I'm going to start off very, very thin, get a little bit thicker towards the middle, and then I just come out on the edge and fan it out for some eyelashes. And I'll repeat on the other side. Oops. So I start on the edge and then thin it out towards the end and just create those little wispies for her eyelashes. Once I have my brush loaded with black, we're going to start by creating dots almost to the middle of her nose, so right before her little, where the flare would be. So you're going to just create dots and they're going to get smaller as they come down. So right at the base of your eyebrows, and they come down smaller there. And you want to stop there because from there you're going to create the nose. And the nose is almost like a triangle. So and not too much of a triangle, but it's going to come down onto the bottom, kind of follow that shape around, and then color it in. Just like that. So then you're going to create just a few more sporadic dots here and there, kind of heading towards the outside. So again, you want them to go from big to small. So I'm just going to tap them, getting bigger, smaller, and they're following the shape of the face. So press, you want them bigger, and they're following those eyes just like that. And then I'm going to...
Looks like I have freckles.
It does look like you have freckles. Now right inside of these areas, she has these tiny little flowers. So they're like little flower petals. So I'm just picking up my blue paint. And we're going to use our brush to kind of just tap them in a circle just like this. So make our very small flowers just heading in a circle. But you want to make sure that you have enough paint on your brush so that it flows smoothly. All I'm going to do is inside of here, create that same flower by just tapping my brush so that I create her little flowers right inside of there. And this is a super easy step. You just want to make sure that you're keeping them all in the same direction. And then you add a little dot right in the middle, little dot right inside of there. Now before I create anything else around the mouth, really what I want to do is create the lips first. So I'm going to first mix a little bit of red and a little bit of the shimmer magenta, so it's not just straight red. I like having this mix, it gives it a little bit of brilliance. And I'm going to create her lips. So I'm just literally outlining her lips. Painting on her lips, creating that same lip shape. And now we're going to outline the lips but extend them almost up in a smiling skeleton mode. You can. So before I go ahead exactly to trace the lips, I come off of the lip and I'm going to come up on both sides. And then I'm just going to create almost like the stitches. And you can take it up as far as you want to go. So just like that. The next thing that I'm going to do is coming from each cheek right here, we're just going to give it a little bit of swirl. And for those of you that are good at swirls, hey, this is your time to have fun with it. So right from almost the bottom ear, I'm just going to come out and make a swirl. And come out and make a swirl. And another swirls just like that. And I'll do the same thing on this side. The bottom of her ear, swirl, 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 swirl to get those swirls right there. And then add a few more dots here and there. And now remember, you can also, just to embellish this, have fun with it, you can add some diamonds on it in these areas that you have some of your dots. That always brings it up, makes it even more funky. Next thing that I'm going to do is just tap a little bit. If you guys know me, then you know I'm going to tap a little bit of this magenta shimmer or magenta glitter right on her lips in between. So I'm just tapping it in between those because I love a little sparkle. To me, a little sparkle goes a long way. Alright guys, so I added a wig, and this one it's even harder to see, but she has this cool braid, and I added a wig right on top of her head to go with the whole costume. She is rocking it out. So how do you like it, Leah?
I like it.
Alright, this is a super fast, easy design to match her costume. You could always add more swirls on the chin. That's what we're used to as face painters. But for those of you looking for a super fast Skelita design, this is one for you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.